Let's explore one of the most fascinating aspects of human culture, the rise and fall of world religions. Religion isn't just about belief, it's a force that shapes societies, brings people together, and sometimes even tears them apart. Why do some religions grow to become global movements, while others lose their followers and fade away? What makes a religion powerful, and what can cause it to decline? Religions often begin in moments of great change, when people are searching for meaning, direction, or a way to understand the world. At their core, religions answer fundamental questions: why are we here? What happens when we die? How should we live? These are questions that have always been central to human life, and religion has provided answers that resonate on a deep level. For example, look at Buddhism. It began in ancient India, a society marked by the rigid caste system. Buddhism offered a revolutionary message that anyone, regardless of their birth, could reach enlightenment. This appealed to people who felt trapped by the social order, offering them hope and a path to freedom from suffering. Christianity did something similar in the Roman Empire. Its teachings of compassion, forgiveness, and eternal life resonated with those who were marginalized, suffering, or simply searching for meaning in a brutal, hierarchical society. When people find teachings that speak to their immediate needs and offer a new perspective, they often embrace those beliefs, and religions start to grow. But here's the key: for a religion to expand on a large scale, it has to be adaptable. Religions that grow rapidly often have universal themes that people from different cultures can relate to. Islam, for example, spread quickly after its founding because it emphasized unity, charity, and equality. Its teachings were not bound to one specific culture; they could be interpreted in different ways while still holding on to core values. Islam adapted as it moved into different regions, and this adaptability made it accessible to diverse cultures. So relevance and adaptability are two foundational elements that help a religion grow.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
As religions gain followers and influence, they often evolve into institutions. They build structures, write texts, establish rituals, and create a hierarchy of leaders to preserve and spread their teachings. This institutional power helps solidify a religion's influence, but it also brings new challenges. When religion becomes deeply tied to political or economic power, the focus can shift from spiritual teachings to maintaining authority. The Catholic Church in medieval Europe, for example, was deeply intertwined with political power, shaping laws, education, and the lives of millions. This power helped Christianity solidify its influence across Europe, but it also introduced risks, including corruption and disconnection from the original message. When a religion becomes an institution, there's a risk that its leaders will focus more on maintaining control than on preserving the core teachings that made it meaningful in the first place. Over time, people may begin to feel that the institution has become too rigid or distant, no longer representing the values it was founded on. This is what we saw in the Protestant Reformation, where figures like Martin Luther challenged the Catholic Church, arguing that it had strayed too far from the original teachings of Christianity. This split led to the creation of new branches of Christianity, giving people more choices and allowing the faith to evolve. Religions that survive for a long time often do so because they allow for reinterpretation and reform. When people are free to interpret teachings in ways that fit new contexts, religions stay relevant. Judaism, for example, has evolved over thousands of years, adapting to changing cultural and historical circumstances. The ability to reform, to update teachings while holding on to core beliefs, keeps a religion alive, giving it the flexibility to address the needs of each new generation. But adaptability isn't enough on its own. A religion also needs resilience to survive external challenges. Major religions have faced persecution, war, and oppression, yet they continue because their followers are deeply committed to their beliefs. This resilience often comes from a sense of shared identity and purpose that goes beyond individual experience. For instance, during the Jewish diaspora, communities were scattered around the world, but their shared practices and values kept their faith alive. In difficult times, religions can provide a sense of belonging and hope that strengthens people's connection to their beliefs. Now, as societies become more globalized and secular, religions face a new set of challenges. People have access to a wide variety of worldviews and belief systems, leading some to question traditional religious teachings. The rise of science and technology has provided explanations for many phenomena that were once attributed to divine forces, and this has changed how people view religion. Today, many people seek spiritual fulfillment outside of traditional structures, exploring ideas from multiple religions or turning to personal practices like meditation, mindfulness, and self-help. This shift doesn't mean that religion is disappearing, but it does mean that it's changing. Some religions have adapted by focusing more on personal spirituality than on strict doctrines. Others have found ways to incorporate modern values, such as social justice and environmental stewardship, into their teachings. By responding to contemporary issues, these religions stay relevant and attract new followers. For example, the modern Catholic Church has taken steps to address issues like poverty, climate change, and human rights, reflecting a more open approach that speaks to global concerns. In many ways, the rise and fall of religions reflects a cycle. They emerge to address the needs of their time, grow by resonating with people's lives, evolve into institutions, and then must adapt or risk decline. Religions that remain relevant are those that can keep their core teachings alive while embracing change. They offer both a connection to tradition and a way to engage with the world as it is today. So, looking at all of this, what does the future hold for world religions? Will they continue to adapt and grow, or will more people turn to new forms of spirituality and personal belief? The truth is, religions have always been reflections of human culture, evolving to meet the questions and needs of each era. This means that as long as people seek purpose, connection, and understanding, religion in some form will remain, shaping societies and guiding individuals, just as it has for thousands of years. In today's world, religion stands at a crossroads. While traditional structures face new pressures, the fundamental human need for purpose and connection hasn't changed. People still search for meaning, a way to understand their place in the universe, and a sense of community. This has led to fascinating shifts in how people engage with faith, some embracing tradition, others reinterpreting it, and many blending different practices to create personal paths to spirituality. One of the most significant shifts we're seeing is the rise of personal spirituality. Rather than following a single religion, many people now explore a mix of practices, from meditation and mindfulness to aspects of various faith traditions. This kind of spiritual but not religious approach reflects a desire for flexibility and freedom, allowing individuals to engage with beliefs and practices that resonate personally. The decline of rigid, institutional authority in religious life doesn't necessarily mean a decline in belief. Instead, It shows a move toward experiences that feel authentic and personally meaningful. For instance, practices like mindfulness and meditation, rooted in Buddhism, have gained popularity worldwide, particularly in secular spaces. Yoga, originally a spiritual practice in Hinduism, is now widely practiced across cultures. People are not necessarily adopting these religions in full, but are integrating elements that enhance their sense of well-being and connectedness. This customization of spirituality is a significant evolution in how people relate to religion and philosophy, where the focus shifts from external adherence to internal experience. At the same time, organized religions are also adapting. Some churches, mosques, and temples are embracing technology, using social media and live streaming to reach followers globally. Others are addressing contemporary issues like environmental conservation, social justice, and mental health, linking ancient teachings to modern concerns. This adaptability keeps them relevant, showing that even centuries-old traditions can find new life in a rapidly changing world. By tackling issues that resonate with younger generations, these religions continue to attract followers who see them as sources of guidance and action. However, the flexibility and customization in modern spirituality also come with challenges. Without a clear structure or shared doctrine, it can be harder to establish a sense of community. Traditional religions have long provided a built-in network of support and shared beliefs, creating a sense of belonging and stability. The rise of individual spirituality means that while people have the freedom to create personal belief systems, they may miss out on the strong communal bonds that traditional religions offer. This shift towards individualized spirituality has sparked discussions about the role of community in faith and whether it's possible to feel truly connected in a more fragmented spiritual landscape. And then there's the impact of science and technology, which has fundamentally changed how people view the world. Modern science offers explanations for many of the mysteries that religions once addressed, from the origins of the universe to the intricacies of human biology. For some, this has led to a reduction in religious belief, as they find answers in science rather than faith. Yet for others, science and religion are not at odds. They see them as complementary, with science explaining the how of the universe and religion addressing the why. This integration of scientific understanding with spiritual inquiry has led to new interpretations of faith that resonate with people who value both reason and belief. As we look to the future, the rise and fall of religions might not mean the end of faith, but rather a transformation in how people connect with it. Religions that survive and thrive are those that can evolve, finding ways to stay relevant while holding on to their core values. We might see more hybrid forms of spirituality, where people take elements from multiple traditions to create a more personalized faith. These evolving forms of belief could lead to a landscape where spirituality is both deeply individual and broadly interconnected, reflecting a diversity of paths toward the same fundamental human questions. In this ongoing evolution, one thing remains clear: the human search for purpose, understanding, and connection is timeless. Whether through ancient religions, new spiritual practices, or a blend of both, people will continue to seek out ways to feel connected to something greater than themselves. This continuity of belief, even as its forms shift and change, suggests that while religions may rise and fall, the essence of faith, the desire to understand and be part of a larger whole, endures. In a sense, the fall of rigid structures and the rise of diverse spiritual expressions both reflect a resilience in human spirituality, showing that faith isn't defined by its form but by its ability to adapt inspire, and connect. As we move deeper into a globalized, interconnected world, the future of religion and spirituality will likely be more diverse and dynamic than ever before. This transformation reflects a significant shift from monolithic belief systems toward a mosaic of practices and ideas. People today have unprecedented access to the teachings, rituals, and philosophies of cultures worldwide, allowing them to blend elements from various traditions into something deeply personal. This customization of belief may look different from traditional religious practices, but it still meets the same fundamental human needs for purpose, connection, and a sense of the sacred. One of the most powerful aspects of this shift is how it encourages people to find spirituality in their everyday lives. For centuries, religious practices were often tied to specific locations, institutions, and rituals. Today, people are finding spiritual experiences in nature, creativity, relationships, and even in work. Instead of reserving spirituality for particular moments or spaces, it's becoming something that people try to weave into every part of their lives. This means that people are no longer just practicing religion, they're trying to live it, to embody values of compassion, gratitude, and mindfulness in every action. This integration of spirituality into daily life also offers a different kind of resilience. While traditional religions often provide stability through doctrine and communal structure, personalized spirituality builds resilience by encouraging people to adapt their practices to fit the challenges they face. For example, someone might turn to meditation during times of stress, lean into acts of service to find purpose, or connect with nature for peace. This approach turns spirituality into a toolkit that evolves as life changes, helping people remain grounded and connected no matter what they're going through. But with this diversity of belief comes new questions. How do we build a sense of community when each person's beliefs are unique? Traditional religions create a powerful sense of belonging through shared beliefs, rituals, and values. With more individualized forms of spirituality, people are finding new ways to connect through shared experiences, values, or practices rather than fixed doctrines. Community is being redefined, not by uniform belief, but by mutual respect for each person's spiritual journey. In this way, spiritual communities are becoming more inclusive, allowing people with different beliefs to find common ground in shared experiences and aspirations. Another major trend shaping the future of religion and spirituality is the role of technology. Social media, virtual gatherings, and online communities allow people to connect, share ideas, and practice spirituality together, regardless of physical location. Someone can join a meditation group online, participate in a virtual service, or even explore different beliefs from the comfort of their home. Technology, while often criticized for creating distance, can also bridge it, allowing people to experience community and connection in innovative ways. And as virtual spaces continue to grow, we might see new forms of spirituality that are uniquely digital, combining the ancient need for connection with the modern tools of communication. The rise of artificial intelligence, neuroscience, and genetic engineering is also pushing humanity to ask deeper questions about the nature of life, consciousness, and morality. As we understand more about the workings of the mind and body, traditional questions about the soul, free will, and the divine are taking on new dimensions. For some, these advancements deepen the mystery of existence, leading to a renewed sense of wonder. For others, they provide a framework for understanding human experience that goes beyond traditional belief systems. This blending of science and spirituality is creating new forms of inquiry, that honor both empirical knowledge and metaphysical wonder. So what's next? The rise and fall of world religions doesn't signal the end of belief, but rather a reimagining of it. Faith is adapting to modern life, shifting from rigid doctrines to fluid, evolving practices that meet the needs of a complex world. We're likely to see even more hybrid forms of spirituality, where people take from multiple traditions to create a tapestry of beliefs that is uniquely their own. This is a world where diversity of thought and belief isn't just accepted but celebrated, reflecting a broader understanding that each person's path to meaning is valuable. In the end, while religions may rise, fall, or transform, the core essence of faith, the search for understanding, connection, and purpose, remains as strong as ever. This evolution shows us that spirituality isn't about clinging to one way of seeing the world, it's about adapting and finding relevance in every age. As we look forward, it's clear that religion, spirituality, and belief will continue to be central to the human experience, shaping our lives, our communities, and our world in ways that both honor the past and embrace the future. In a sense, this transformation reflects not just the endurance of faith, but its ability to grow and thrive, reflecting the resilience and creativity of humanity itself.